I am going to be doing something that you guys have been requesting me to do for a little while now, and I am actually going to be doing a little bit of a cooking video for you guys. It's not going to be a how-to video. It's just going to be me making supper for today, and I figured why not go ahead and get it filmed for you guys and ready. Like I said, you guys have been requesting me to do a lot of cooking videos. Well, I'm coming back at you guys with one today. Like I said, it is not going to be my how to make videos or whatever. It's just going to be me making supper for today. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on into this video. But if you are new here, go ahead and click that little subscribe button and turn on the bell to be notified when I upload. And let's just go ahead and get right on into this cooking video. Alright, so I have ribs here because that's what I'm going to be making. I think these are boneless ribs, I'm not for sure. But I am thinking of barbecuing them. I don't know, I gotta see exactly how much barbecue sauce I have left because I really don't know how much I have. But so we have 2 bottles of barbecue sauce, and we're going to be using the Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. So I think we're going to have barbecue ribs, probably mashed potatoes, gravy, and macaroni and cheese. So macaroni and cheese, and mashed potatoes and gravy. So I think that is what today's supper is going to be. Maybe some green beans, because I haven't had green beans in a few days. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out. Okay. So now we got the green beans here. So it's going to be barbecue ribs, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, and macaroni and cheese. That's today's supper. So before I even get started with anything, I am going to wash my hands because the ribs are going to take the longest. So once my ribs gets halfway done, then I'll be back to show you guys everything else. So I'm going to wash my hands and I'll be right back. So as you guys can see, I am washing my hands here. Okay, once we get our hands washed, we are going to actually chop these ribs in half, because these ribs, to me, they're not really the length that I want my ribs to be, because like you guys can see, they're really long. So I'm going to cut them in half to make more, and also so you know I won't have to really do much cutting them up for the kids. And I am going to cut some of the fat off right here, because you guys can see like some of this one, and then this one down here like really fatty. So I'm going to vid you guys down so you guys can see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Okay, so we got my trusty knife here, the one I always use. So we're going to take the pack, open it up here. It's supposed to be boneless, but I don't know. So as you guys can see, they're like super long. So what I'm just going to do is just take it and cut them in half. So it's just going to be barbecue ribs. It's half. See, like this one, that it's still going to be barbecue ribs, but they ain't just going to be long. I'm trying to make more than what I actually got in the pack, because I think in the pack I only got like 9, so I'm trying to make like 18. See, this one here ain't even got much meat on. This one here is just all fat, but I'm gonna cook it anyways because we ain't wasting food here. Okay, so we get down to the last few pieces here. I'm sorry, this cooking video is going to be kind of boring, you guys. I haven't did a sit down and cook video for a long time. See, these three here attached together, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop them in half like this. Yes, I am using my counter. I'll go ahead and just chop this stuff up. I don't really care about chopping my counter up. My landlord don't care. So now that we got all of our meat laying right here, we are going to get my glass pan and season them and grease our pan, and then we're going to go ahead and throw these in the oven with the barbecue sauce on afterwards. Okay, so now my hands are cleaned up and I got my glass pan here so we can put these in. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we are going to preheat our oven to 350, and then we are going to take our PAM original nonstick spray, and we are just going to spray the Everly prep out of this pan. So I made one big pan total, just like so. Then what we're going to do, I'm just going to do it all over my counter because, like I said, I don't care. So I'm just going to take my meat, lay it out here. You can do this however you want to do it. I'm just doing it this way. It makes it so much easier for me. Do it this way because I have so much stuff to do. And we're just going to be using lemon pepper seasoning, garlic powder. I'm going to throw a little heat in there, so I'm going to use some chili powder. Not chili powder. I just grabbed the chili powder. I meant to say cayenne pepper. Excuse me. And then we are also going to be using salt and pepper. So that is the seasonings that I'm going to be throwing on it. So obviously I have my salt and pepper in the Fireball little shot bottle here. So I'm just going to salt them like this. Like I said, I really don't care getting seasoning or whatever all over my counter. It's easy to clean up. It's easy to get rid of. So, I mean, if you're too good to get seasonings all over your counter, then I don't know what to tell you. That's up to you, not me. Okay, we just use salt and pepper. Now we're going to go in with the garlic powder. You don't want a lot of these seasonings because you don't want to overpower everything. You just want enough to give it a little bit of taste. And yeah. So you're just going to get just a little sprinkle of everything. Now I'm going in with the cayenne pepper. Sorry, the one I just used was lemon pepper. I don't know if I have any open bottle of cayenne pepper in my cabinet. I don't see that I have any open container, so I'm going to go ahead and open this one. So, like I said, you just want to give it a little bit of flavoring. Now with the cayenne pepper, I'm going a little ham sandwich on it because I can. And then I'm going to pat that seasoning in there. And then what I'm going to do afterwards is flip them over and do the same thing to the other side. Like I said, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it however you want to. It's totally up to you. I'm doing it this way because I don't feel like throwing up any other dishes than what I already have to. So, and also I can easily just sweep it off my counter, throw it in the trash. So I ain't going in no specific order like I did just a few minutes ago. I'm just going to come in here and do it like this. You don't have to season them if you don't want to, but I'm doing it to give it more flavor. Okay. Now you guys see how I got them all spread it out right here? Now we are just going to take our pan, get us a bowl of the barbecue sauce here. Get a bowl. You guys ain't seeing this very well. I am so sorry. Let me bend my camera upwards a little bit. Okay. So, I'm just going to get a bowl, open my barbecue sauce. I do things differently than what I used to do. It just makes more sense now. So I'm just going to take about half of this Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. It's the honey one. And I'm just going to take these pieces of meat and coat them like this. Sorry, that's my drawer squeaking. You're just going to take them, coat them in the barbecue sauce, and then you are going to lay them in your pan. They don't have to be fully saturated as long as you get it in there. So if you get it covered in barbecue sauce, lay it down in your pan. I can't show you guys really well on what I'm doing unless I move my camera, so give me just a second and I'll move you guys. Now you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I'm just taking my meat, getting it coated in my barbecue sauce. You can use a fork. I'm going to just go ahead and use my fingers. It's much easier. And you're just going to lay it in your pan, just like so. I told you I do things a whole lot differently than what I used to do. Don't mind the kids there, they're watching the tablets right now. They don't have to be completely saturated, like I said, just as long as it's on there, because you're going to pour the rest of it on top once you get done with this part. You're going to cook them in the barbecue sauce, is what I'm trying to say. While you're cooking them in the barbecue sauce, it'll make it thicker, you know, stuff like that. So, like I said, you don't want it fully saturated. You just want it coated enough that your pieces are in there. Sorry that my camera cut me off there, but like I said, you don't want it fully saturated. You just want it coated enough that it's got some flavor. So I haven't got that much in here left, but I'm working with what I got because I still got a whole bottle I need to use here. And then like they always say, you can always add, but you can never remove. So like I said, you don't want it fully saturated, just cover it, and if you need to, you can take your finger and do it like that. But I'm not doing that. I'm just going to coat them like this, so I know that they're all fully coated. And I got 4 pieces left here. Because like I said, it's going to get fully saturated here in a little bit anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And I said that a lot already. Okay. Now we got 3 more. This pan is going to be full. And these are going to be so freaking delicious. Okay. On the last one, as you guys can see, you squeeze that bad boy in there. So now once you get them looking like this, I'm going to rinse my hands off real quick because I still want to touch them. Okay. Now, I'm also rinsing out my bowl. Okay. Now, like I said, since we got these already like this here, you're going to take the remaining of your barbecue sauce and you're just going to, you know, squirt it all over them like that. Then you are going to take your little baster brush or whatever kind of brush you use for barbecuing, and that's what you're going to do. I hate these cameras. They're so squeaky and annoying. Okay, so we'll base the brush. And you're just going to do what I just told you. You want these extra barbecue-y. If you don't like extra barbecue sauce, then who are you? Like, what are you doing in life? So you're just going to take it. The pieces that you've missed, like the spots, that's just what you're going to cover in the extra barbecue sauce. Just like so. And then for me, what I always do is add a little bit of sugar, like brown sugar on top. I don't have brown sugar, and I don't have any molasses to make any more with. So I'm just going to put regular granulated sugar on top. It still works just the same. So now once you get them looking just like that, let me grab my granulated sugar. Okay. Now that we got our granulated sugar, we're going to grab a spoonful. Sorry, my spoon was a crap. But we're just going to take it and sprinkle it to deal with that caramelization. I told you guys, I do things differently than what I used to do. Okay. Just about a tablespoon. And that's what they look like. Now they're going to go in your preheated oven at 350. For how long, I really don't know, but I'll come back and give you guys an update here in a little bit. Plus, once they get halfway done, that's when we'll start making the mashed potatoes and everything else. So, yeah, let's go ahead over here and put these in the oven. Okay, so now I got those in the oven. Now I'm just going to be cleaning up my counter and my mess. It's like my whole entire kitchen is a complete disaster right now. I'm loving this Tik Tok tripod because the reason why I say that, I can get any angle I want to of anything. Like I have you guys sitting behind my counter right now and I'm doing this. And I can easily just grab it and twist you guys over to where I need you. Like it's easy. It's easier doing it this way than anything else. I mean, it's easier doing it that way than what it is with my other regular tripod. My other regular tripod, I had to sit here and have you guys all the time up on the counter and everything like that. So, I mean, if you don't do this between cooking and doing your dishes, what are you doing? Like, I try to keep my counters clean 24/7. So, as you guys can see that. So, I'm probably going to let those ribs cook in the oven. I just going to put them in there. And it's 3:45. So, I'll probably let them sit in there till about 4:15, 4:30. And see how they're going. So I'll be right back. I am going to finish cleaning this up and then we'll start prepping everything. Okay, so now I got my counter all cleaned up. Here in just a little bit we are going to start prepping everything else, which is the shells and cheese. That's the ones I'm using. And then mashed potatoes. We're going to have pork gravy. And then we're going to have green beans. So, once my ribs gets halfway done, I will be back in here to start everything else, which I usually prep everything while my meat's cooking. I usually like mashed potato water ready, macaroni water ready, the green beans already opened and stuff. So I'm thinking about going ahead and doing that just so I ain't got to do that and like rush. But yeah, so I will see you guys back here in just a little bit. So we just now checked on our ribs. They're doing fantastic. Looks like they're almost done, but not quite yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping everything else. Just go ahead and get it over and done with. So I ain't really got anything to worry about. So what we are going to do first, we are going to get the pan ready for the green beans, the gravy, and we are going to get the pan ready for the noodles and the water for the mashed potatoes. Everybody cooks their mashed potatoes differently. Don't come for me. It's just how I grew up making them. If you ain't got one of these can openers right here, that this top right here comes off, then what are you doing? So, first starters, we are going to do the water for the mashed potatoes. I'll actually need my bigger pan for that. Maybe sorry, it's noisy, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so mashed potato water. We're gonna go ahead and get that filled up here. So we're just going to, don't mind how my kitchen looks right now. I got it messy right now. I'm not gonna go ahead and actually cook everything right now. I'm just getting everything prepped. You know, that's why I can just go ahead and just turn on the burner to get it done. So that's the mashed potato water. Let's just get back there on that burner. And for me, what I always do, this is something else different than I do from back then, is my macaroni. I don't boil the water first. I put it together. And this cheese packet, oh my god. I lay the cheese on the stove. It's going to be loud. Okay. So, we got the macaroni, and we're just going to add the water in it. And I put just enough in it that it's like kind of like that far over the top of the macaroni, because for me, I have learned that the more water you use, the more it starts foaming up at the top. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open our green beans and this. So this pan is for the green beans, this one's for the gravy. So we're just going to get our can over here. I'm doing this at an angle so I cannot see. See what I mean? I can't see. So. Like it literally does everything itself. Okay. Now, that's done with. I'm done with that. I pour all the water out of the canned green beans because I like to add my own seasonings and stuff. And honestly, for me, what I'm actually going to do is, with these, I don't have the bowl kind of butter. I have the stick butter. So I'm just going to use 4 tablespoons of butter and put it in. So let me get that real quick. Okay, so 4 tablespoons of butter. And here we are just going to chop that up nice and fine so it melts faster and easier. So I'm gonna chop it in the squares here so it goes and melts faster. And then for me, I always put salt and pepper in my green beans. Like I said, that is another thing that's changed about me now. I literally season everything more than what I used to. So, okay, so going back in with our salt and pepper here, we're just going to use just enough to give it a little bit of seasoning. And then that's going to go ahead and get on the stove and get prepared and ready. Now, we are going to start prepping our mashed potatoes in the bowl and start prepping the gravy. Now, for the mashed potatoes, I gotta wash out the bowl that I'm actually going to use. So give me just 1 second to wash it out. Okay, so I got my bowl washed out here. Now we are going to open our mashed potatoes here. Like I said, everybody does their mashed potatoes differently. I'm just going to be doing it like how I was taught, growing up. I'm just going to pretty much measure with my heart how much ever mashed potatoes I think that we're going to need. It's about that much. And then I'm going to take this other stick of butter here and pop it down in it. Me, I like my mashed potatoes really buttery. And then also I'm going to add, I like garlic mashed potatoes, so I'm going to add some garlic and some salt and pepper. Now you can do your mashed potatoes however you want to. Like I said, it's up to you. But for me, this is how I always do it. Measure with your heart. There you go. Mashed potatoes already prepped. Now let's get the gravy prepped. So now what we are going to do, we need, on these kinds of gravy like this here, on these kinds of gravy, I always follow the instructions on it. So we're going to need 1.5 cup of water in this pan, and then we got to bring it to a boil. So we're going to need 1.5 cup of water. Okay. Got our water. Go ahead and dump that on in, and then gravy water's ready. And then after that comes to boil, you are going to mix 1.5 cup of cool water with the powder right here, and then pour it in to the actual stuff. So I think it is about time to check on the ribs one more time. So I'm going to check on them here in just a second. And then obviously we'll need, anyways, like I was saying, you want to need 1/2 cup of cool water in a bowl or whatever. I'm just going to use this cup. It makes it so much easier for me. So you're going to need 1/2 cup of cool water, and then you are going to just mix your gravy packet in here. Once that water gets to boil, then you pour the gravy in there and then stir it up. There you go. It'll be done. So now let's check on our ribs. So we're going to move the mashed potatoes over. So now let's, ooh, it smells really good. And here's what they look like. Oh, look at that, guys. Our ribs are doing phenomenal. So, I'm going to take one. Oh, look at that. Look. Just look at that. Look at that. I cannot do anything with my left hand. Yes, these are almost done. Our ribs are almost done. So, I guess since these are actually almost done, we can go ahead and start cooking everything else. So, what I am going to do is bring you guys over here and let you guys see. Now we can just go ahead and turn on all these burners. That's why we want to wait until everything got almost done to go ahead and turn all this on now. So macaroni will take a little bit, that's going to take a little bit to heat up. So we just go wait on the green beans and that. Alright, so my green beans are almost done over here. I don't know what you guys are seeing yet. Green beans are almost done. So I wait on the gravy water, mashed potato water, and macaroni. Okay, so green beans are done. Set them over to the side. Move that pan over. And there we go. Now just go wait on these three and then I'll be right back. So now you see that this water right here, this here is our gravy water. So now that it's come to boil, what you want to do, hang on, I'll move you guys back over here. The water for the gravy is boiling now. Just take your gravy packet and you're just going to empty all of the contents into that cup right there. And make sure no lumps are in it, and then you just pour it in that water. So this is just what we're going to do here. We're going to get the okay, so got our gravy in there, and it's looking something like this. And now once there ain't no lumps, you just take it over and you pour it in your boiling water and just stir it up till it gets thick. And there you go. So let's go do that. See, this is what I'm talking about. You pour it in there. You just pour it in there till it gets thick. And then you just keep stirring like this until it gets thick. And you guys can see. So there's the gravy. Now we gotta wait on the other two. Just giving my macaroni a little stir so it won't stick to my pan while I'm waiting on my mashed potato water to heat up. My macaroni here is still boiling. It's still kind of, you know, hard. I know it sounds wrong. My mashed potato water is already ready. So now let's move over and make the mashed potatoes. Okay, so for starters, I'm going to take the pan of water off the burner and move it over there first. Now, I'm going to pause you guys so I can move you guys over to the counter. I know it's a big spoon for these mashed potatoes, but we got it. We can make it work. So now what I'm going to do is just take my water, try not to get burnt, and just pour it in there. After I don't dump everything else. So, I'm going to chop up the butter a little bit, and I'm going to add some more water. Okay. And yes, I know everybody has their own way of making mashed potatoes. This is just the way that I've done it since, you know, since I had the apartment, and this is also the way my mom makes her mashed potatoes. This is the way I grew up making mashed potatoes. This is the way I grew up eating mashed potatoes. Now, homemade mashed potatoes, I do differently. I would have made them, but I'm out of potatoes. So, as long as it's mashed potatoes, it don't matter if it's homemade or what, as long as it's mashed potatoes. My macaroni is almost done, and then we might have to wait on the ribs to get done a little more, because I like it caramelization, crunchy thing on it. And then we are about ready. Sorry, that was my neighbor going by. So, yeah, there's our mashed potatoes. Now let's go ahead and get our macaroni off the burner because our macaroni is done now. Yep. Macaroni is done. And for me, I always check the macaroni. You guys can't see it because you're staring at mashed potatoes, but I always check the macaroni. Just take one out, let it on the counter for a little bit, and like squeeze it. And then if it's still hard, like right here in the middle, then I'll put it back in the pan and then let it finish cooking. Okay, so my macaroni is done now. I'll take it off the stove. And I'm going to bring it right here. And I'm going to dust you guys because you guys can't see, so hang on. Don't mind the little bit of dirty dishes I got right here. That's from actually starting supper. So I'm just going to drain the macaroni. And we're only one box. I ain't going to drain it. I use a big strainer. Now, let's move back over here, and then we'll show you guys everything else. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to make macaroni. Okay, so my cheese sauce packet is melted now. I'm just going to take it. Let it pour out on its own. I'm going to fold the cheese packet. Take a fork and run down. Okay, it gets all that cheesy goodness out of that pack. Then, I'm going to take it, fold it again, one more time, and do the same thing all of it. And then there you guys go. All your cheese is out of the packet. Then, I normally put butter and milk in here, but I ain't got no milk. I'm just going to have to deal with it how it is. And also, my family loves it the way that I do. Okay. Mashed potatoes are done, green beans, gravy, macaroni and cheese is done. Now, I think my ribs are done too, so let me get them out of the oven and then we'll be ready to eat. Here is our ribs. That's what our ribs are looking like. So we got barbecue ribs, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green beans, and gravy. So now, I'm going to check our ribs here. I think they are absolutely done. Yes, they are absolutely done. There ain't even much meat on me, honestly. It's just more fat. Yes. Our ribs are done. So, there you guys have it. Making supper with me today. And as you guys can see, that's what everything looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get the kids' plate dished out and let them cool. So, like I said, I'm going to get the kids' plate out and let them cool off. Just going to get, let me bend you guys down. Okay, so we're just going to get macaroni for the kids. Potatoes, a spoonful of green beans, and a spoonful of gravy on top of the mashed potatoes because that's how my kids love it. We're going to get a thin piece of meat because my kids with ribs, they won't hardly eat it. So there's hers, and now let's work on his. Yeah, this is this cooking video. It is now currently almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just gave him 2 scoops of mashed potato macaroni and cheese as well. But yeah. So yeah, that is this really long awaited cooking video for you guys. I'm sorry I didn't do it like my normal how-to cooking videos, but I just figured that you guys would like to see me make supper for today and what we're having. So give a big thumbs up when I click the subscribe button, turn on the bell to notify when I upload, and I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Love you guys.